Good morning, everyone. We are so happy that you could join us today for this exciting announcement. So we are here today to kick off our city's first ever Summer of Safety campaign. So this campaign is part of the city's Vision Zero initiative that we approved earlier this year. So thankfully, winter is behind us. I know everyone is grateful for that, and we can move forward with this campaign. So the goal for the 2018, one of our goals for this year is to eliminate traffic-related fatalities and serious injuries in our city of Grand Rapids. And we believe we can achieve this goal by promoting safe driving behaviors and addressing pedestrian and bicyclist vulnerability when crossing and traveling throughout our city streets. So we are asking everyone to do their part this summer and to join us in this incredibly important effort. So together we believe we can help save lives, we can improve safety, and we can help promote a culture of respect between people who walk, bicycle, and drive. Too many of our family members, our friends, and our neighbors are being hurt or even killed in crashes that we believe can be prevented. Change can only happen if we show more patience and we pay more attention while traveling on our streets. You should know that Grand Rapids is Michigan's leader in promoting traffic safety. Our city is the very first city in Michigan to implement the Vision Zero strategy, and we're really proud that we're able to do that. We were the first in Michigan to introduce a pedestrian safety campaign last year, and Grand Rapids was the very first municipality in Michigan to launch a bicycle safety campaign 2 years ago to promote our city's safe passing ordinance. You may recall that we were the very first city in Michigan to require motorists to keep at least 5 feet between the right side of their vehicle and the bicycle that they are passing. So we are eager to build on this really strong foundation of success that we have started with the Summer of Safety campaign kickoff, which we will launch today. So here to tell us more about that is our Grand Rapids Traffic Safety Manager, Chris Zoll.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to thank our City Commission for its leadership on this important issue. Commissioners earlier this year unanimously approved our recommendation to embrace the Vision Zero approach to traffic safety. They also deserve credit for giving us the authority to launch our new Summer of Safety campaign. 2 of our commissioners are here with us today, Ruth Kelly of the 2nd Ward and Sunita Lanier of the 3rd Ward. Let's give them a round of applause. We're actually announcing the start of 2 different traffic safety awareness efforts today. One is our Driving Change campaign that began in 2016 to promote bicycle safety. We're also announcing our new pedestrian safety campaign that we're now calling Heads Up GR. Grand Rapids is required to coordinate these individual campaigns separately under 2 different grants that we receive from our state government partners. Vision Zero and the Grand Rapids Summer of Safety campaign would not be possible without funding support from the Michigan Office Highway Safety Planning and the Michigan Department of Transportation. Carissa McQuiston is here on behalf of the DOT with us today. Thank you, Carissa. Let's give them a round of applause. So there are 2 primary questions we hear since the City Commission approved the Vision Zero concept. The first is, what is this traffic safety campaign and why is it necessary? Well, unfortunately, we've seen a nearly 21% increase in crashes involving pedestrians and cyclists in Grand Rapids between 2009 and 2016. We attribute the rise to more people walking and biking, which is excellent, but unfortunately, distractions caused by cell phone use is also a major problem. The second question we hear is, what is Grand Rapids going to do about it? That's a great question. So our most important priority in 2018 is to better inform everybody who uses our city streets about the new rules of the roads in Grand Rapids. That requires education. It will also require enforcement actions by our police department, and Chief Rahinsky will speak on that in a few minutes. Our Summer of Safety campaign includes billboards, bus advertising on the Rapid, public service announcements, radio advertising, and social media. I'll briefly describe the 2 highlights of the Summer Safety campaign. First, we're kicking off Driving Change on May 14th with an event to coincide with the National Bike Safety Awareness Month. The city is also partnering with Downtown Grand Rapids Incorporated with its summer entertainment series with public service announcements that you'll see with movies in the park, Relax at Rosa, and other events. Second, we're planning some public events during a 2-week period beginning June 11th to roll out the Heads Up GR campaign around pedestrian safety. One of the priorities of the Heads Up GR campaign is to inform the public about the new rules and ordinances requiring drivers to stop for all pedestrians in crosswalks. As a part of this activity, Grand Rapids residents may see these stop sign figures around during certain times, and I'm proud to point out that our traffic safety staff put these together in record time. Let's give them a round of applause. We want to make sure that the public is aware of and understands the city's new crosswalk ordinance. The previous city ordinance required vehicle operators to simply yield the right-of-way to pedestrians at uncontrolled crosswalks instead of coming to a complete stop. An uncontrolled crosswalk typically means that traffic control devices is either not in place or in operation to direct the pedestrian movement. The new ordinance requires motorists to fully stop for pedestrians at marked and unmarked crosswalks, except where there's a traffic signal present or a police officer. Then we need to obey the police officer or the pedestrian signal. Let's be clear about the purpose of the Summer of Safety campaign. It's a high visibility enforcement program, not to issue citations. It's all about education. We're here focusing on getting the information out to promote safe driving behavior. Now let's hear from Chief Rahinsky and Sergeant Kathy Williams.
Thanks, Chris. Joining me at the podium will be Sergeant Kathy Williams, and I just want to share a few key points regarding this initiative, as Chris said, about safety and knowledge. So our 2017 review of pedestrian-involved crashes showed that 90% of the drivers were between the ages of 21 and 29. So I think that really shows where the issue lies. So we're really reaching out today to our younger drivers between the ages of 21 and 29 who accounted for 90% of these accidents. The peak time for these crashes is between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. And that's regardless of weather conditions, whether it's daylight or nighttime. Those are the peak hours. Nearly 60% of our pedestrian crashes occurred at or near an intersection. And that's 20% higher than the state average, so that's significant. So this City Commission review shows that Grand Rapids can do better regarding pedestrian safety, and it shows that we will do better regarding pedestrian safety. So I appreciate the opportunity, and at this time I want to introduce our Public Information Officer, Sergeant Kathy Williams.
Thank you, Chief. To address the scenario the Chief just described, we're going to launch a special education and enforcement push during a 2-week period starting in June. As part of the Heads Up GR rollout, we'll be conducting educational enforcement utilizing trained decoys. These decoys will be wearing high visibility clothing and will cross streets at designated intersections. Grand Rapids police officers will observe the pedestrian motorist and bicyclist motorist interactions. The officers will provide warnings about the traffic safety laws. When it's necessary, they may issue citations to violators who completely ignore the city's traffic safety laws. Among the crosswalks that we'll be monitoring are Leonard Street Northwest and Quarry Avenue Northwest in the 1st Ward, Michigan Street Northwest and Ionia Avenue Northwest in the 2nd Ward, and Burton Street Southeast and Rosewood Avenue Southeast in the 3rd Ward. These are some of the crosswalks of greatest concern to traffic safety in Grand Rapids. It's important that we reiterate what Chris Zoll said earlier. Our primary purpose is not to issue citations, but rather to educate people about the Grand Rapids rules of the road. We look forward to providing more details about the Summer of Safety campaign in the next coming weeks and months. Now let's conclude our press event today with a few comments from our city commissioners.
Thank you, Kathy. Sergeant Kathy Williams did a great job explaining that we were going to approach this with an educational view initially, and I'm here with my colleague, Commissioner Lanier. So good morning. The City Commission passed this new crosswalk ordinance earlier this year with a simple message in mind. We decided that yield is just too ambiguous and confusing as it applies to the Grand Rapids crosswalks. Instead, the key lesson for all users of our city streets is to understand that stop simply means stop. The City Commission wants to give a special thanks to the West Michigan Student Driver Training Instruction Companies who are partnering with the city on the Summer of Safety campaign. Commissioner Reppert, who is an ardent supporter of this ordinance and campaign, has a scheduling commitment today, but he asked me to read a statement on his behalf. He said, "Your dedication to this cause and your company's contribution of time and expertise to better educate people on Grand Rapids rules of the road is an outstanding example of community service. So we look forward to our new drivers understanding that stop means stop." Commissioner Lanier and I wholeheartedly agree with our esteemed colleague. We appreciate your leadership in improving the quality of life we enjoy in Grand Rapids and helping to make our community safe. Thank you.
Well, I can't tell you how excited I am about this. A few weeks ago, after we passed the law, I was on Franklin Street and I was stopping at a crosswalk. And there were students trying to cross the street. I was the only one stopping. And people were honking at me to move forward. So I'm so excited that we're putting this campaign together because education is the key to making sure that this community understands what the new law is so that we can make sure that our citizens are safe. Now back to the script. Thank you so much, Commissioner Kelly, for sharing those remarks on our behalf. And I want to also congratulate the Traffic Safety Department, the Police Department, as well as city staff who have all contributed to this Vision Zero plan. Those efforts have garnered national news media coverage from the League of American Bicyclists, Public Relations Society of America, American Advertising Federation, and the Governor's Fitness Award for Active Communities, just to name a few. So thank you so much for your work. Most recently, Grand Rapids won the Outstanding Traffic Safety Achievement Award from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Patrol. It's the first time our city is the recipient of this prestigious honor. Now let's hear some final remarks from Mayor Bliss.
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioner. I'm so grateful to work with amazing commissioners, so thank you both for being here as well. It's really critical that we are a city that is safe for everyone. Whether you're in your car or riding your bike or in a wheelchair or on a skateboard or walking, we've consistently said as a city that this is a priority for us, that we want to be a walkable city where people feel safe no matter where they are or how they're moving around. And today is a real testament to that commitment. And so I want to thank everyone who is joining us in this effort because we can't do it alone here at the city. In fact, there are very few things in this community that we're able to do alone. It really takes partnership. And there are so many things that we love about our city, but what we really love is that we have people from the private sector step up and join us in this work, and that a lot of the great things that happen in the city is because of public-private partnerships. And today is no exception to that. So in addition to being so grateful to the leadership at our police department and all of our officers who are committed to this, the city staff, our partners at the state, we're really incredibly grateful to have so many individuals here from driving training companies throughout our community who are stepping up and joining us in this effort. So I'm gonna name all of the companies who are joining us in this effort. If you're here from one of those companies, I'm gonna ask you to come up and join us behind the podium so we can get a picture with you. And so the list includes All-Star Driver Education, Byron Center Public Schools, Century Driving, Keys Driving School, Jungle Survivor Drivers Training, Life Drivers Training, Makatawa Driving School, Georgetown Driving School, Navigator Driving Academy, No Excuse Driving School, and Prestige Driving School. Thank you so much for joining us in this effort. I also want to thank everyone who's here today joining us as we launch this really important initiative. So thank you. And I think we want to get some pictures with the whole group? Okay. All right, so if you'll stay, and we'll get some pictures. Hi. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Make sure this stop sign guy is in the picture.
All right.